Hey, hey. So before I give my intros, I want to show you guys what came up in my recommendations. I don't know why, but there's 114 people watching this. It's gone up to 116, gone down to about 104. But this is what people are sitting here watching. And then I'll give my intros. Hold on. That's my second screen. That's what people are watching. There's 118 people watching this hole. Don't ask me why. 118 people. Now 117. Just watching this hole. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know what we're supposed to be looking at. But now it's 124 people watching this hole. Is it supposed to do something? But that's it. I'll leave it up in the corner. It's hysterical to me. I don't know. Now 118. Just watching a hole. So I'm going to keep it in the corner. Let me know if something happens that all these people are watching it. I find it very bizarre that all these people are watching this hole in the ground. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know if something's going to pop up or I don't know. You hear a bird here and there, but that's it. So just let me know. Bad Wolf, by the way, thank you. I read your community post, I think it was, but your comments were off, so I just want to say thank you. Why am I watching a hole? It came up. It came up on my recommendations. I don't know why. I just thought it was quite strange. So I'm going to leave it up there just in case something happens. Yeah, maybe a mermaid's going to pop out or something. I don't know. I just thought it was the craziest thing I ever saw that so many people are watching this hole in the ground. It's at the Okakujo Resort. And that's it. It's just this hole. And a little bit of wind. So while I talk, let me know if you see anything like pop up, jump out, something. I don't know. You hear wind. Let me turn off the sound. But yeah, so we're going to check the hole. Maybe Bigfoot? I have no idea. So let me say hi to everyone. What's up, members, Patreons, subs, future subs, future Patreons, former Patreons, mods, and everyone in between. Hey, Sherry. No, I don't have you blocked. You'll be awake for days now watching that hole. I'm telling, has anyone ever watched this kind of stuff? Like, it's just weird to me. It's just this hole in the middle of the ground. And I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to see. I just thought it was kind of weird. So yeah. So we're just going to keep that hole in the background. So I was not going to go live tonight. I'm in the middle of the website. I want you to know I got the first 3 candles uploaded, written, done, for sale. Now I have to do the second row of 3. You're not blocked either, Huck. Then I have to do the second row of 3. So while I'm doing the second row of 3, I decided, someone sent me an email of a video that shook me. And I'm like, oh my God. And when she sent it to me immediately. And I just didn't go live about it. But then I'm watching another channel, and all they did was talk about Ellen. And Ellen was talking. It was like nonsense. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this girl's right. Maybe a lot of people don't know about this yet. So I decided to go live about it. But I'm not going to be on long. I just want to let you know, this is not going to be a 2-hour live. That I can absolutely guarantee you. This will be a pretty short live. But I definitely felt like I needed to bring you guys this information. And I'm also going to give you, unlike other creators, I'm going to give you the original source. Hey, Angelique. I actually thought it was funny, too. Gray Used did a video before, and he titled it, "To Debunk Stony Stone" or whatever. I'm like, oh, my God. Dude, we did that yesterday. Like, you're, like, way behind. We know that picture is from 2020 because I discovered that yesterday. I was like, wow, I am one step ahead of Gray. Woot, woot. That's a good chugga-chugga. But do I get any credit for it? Of course not. Gray will take all the credit. You know, I mean, he found it on his own. I don't think he got it from me. But this is how this shit works. Just call me Rodney Dangerfield. Plain and simple. All right. Hey, Marissa. So, right here, it's crazy. I discover things and I get ignored. And all these people get millions of subscribers. Go figure. Go figure. All right. Let's get to it. Hey, Goldie. Well, I got to turn off the hole to get to the other stuff. Sorry, guys. I know you're going to miss that hole. All right. So first, we're going to go through the documents. Actually, you know what? This is going to be hard for me to make it bigger. So hold on. Give me a moment. I do it this way. Nothing like being prepared, right? Yeah, I won't watch Judy Ron. So I didn't watch the interview. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what happened? I caught your message as my other live ended. What happened? While I'm doing this, bear with me. And there was Gray himself in the chat. Of course Gray was in chat. Oh, I think I missed one. Yeah, I did. Bear with me. What's up, Brian R? Slash came through up the whole playing a rock guitar solo. That would be cool. Oh. I got 2 more to transfer. Hold on. What did I do? God, I may have missed some. Nothing like doing this the last second. Who's going to hell? Not me. Hey guys, sorry, I'm transferring something over to make it easier to go through. So just bear with me. I think I have one or two more to do. Nothing like being prepared. Alright, I got two more. Yeah, but Gray, my point was we debunked it last night. I actually discovered that 2020 last night, and I was like, woohoo, I did something before Gray. I was like, I debunked something before Gray. Woohoo! That's what was said. I said, but you'll get all the credit. I won't get any, even though I discovered it last night about the 2020. That's why your name came up. Yeah, I DM'd him on, what's his name, on Zav Girl's panel. I was like, Gray, you gotta get on there. You need to get on there and debunk this dude. I was like, this guy's an idiot. But Gray, you should have seen how mad he got last night. He came in here. When I discovered the 2020 thing, he got so mad. He was in here and he was acting like such an asshole. He's like, oh, so you guys know what you're talking about. So you guys are experts. I said, dude, it's not rocket science. These are both the same thing. I actually believe that you went and took this picture and changed yours to make it look the same. I said, please. I said, save it. I go, so yeah, I guess we are experts. He was so triggered. Can you map the hole? He was so triggered. Anyone that was in here last night that saw it, oh my God, it was hysterical. I was like, this guy is such a loser. The hole now has 117 people. $116 people in the hole. Oh, he called into your show? I didn't even give him a chance to call in. The hole. I'm going to the hole. They were so far off on Zav Girl. I totally agree with you. And I was talking to Tyler, and Tyler's like, should I go up? Should I go up? I'm like, yeah, go. I can't. Go. It was crazy. All right, so we could talk about that after. Let's get into this. New documents were filed today. Okay. This may not be in perfect order due to the fact that I took it from a video, which I'm going to play the whole thing after, but I wanted to go through this. So today, new charges were filed. The water holes for watching for animals come out. But it's so dead. They're just staring at a hole. That's true. Prison fights do get you in the hole. You hear the word panel run. I know, Gray. Believe me, I know. So check it out. So James Brenner, as you guys know, is involved in the most likely involved in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Now the problem is that so many people have started conspiracy theories all over the place when it comes to this case. They're not listening to the police. They're not, like, the difference between that and Kylie or Dylan Rounds and Summer Wells or Dylan Rounds and I'm trying to think of, I can't think of it. I'll just use those two. We're not going down a rabbit hole, Christine. That's what I'm getting to. Instead of listening to the police that it's done and done, And like, all right, I said that wrong because I was reading chat. I'm not going to look at chat because then I get thrown off. So Jim Brenner has been the only person truly named as a suspect in the Dylan Rounds case. I don't even know if he's named a suspect yet, but person of interest, they believe that he is definitely involved in heavy, ability. And then you have everyone else that everyone's speculating on, but nobody else is in jail. Nobody else has court documents filed. Nobody else, it's blatantly obvious. There's nothing to speculate on. You don't need to speculate that this one's involved or that one's involved. Or the police have their guy. They're just waiting for him to fucking open up his mouth. They're putting pressure on him. They went and did this today. Jim is their guy. It's just a matter of where's the body. Going after Dylan's mom is not going to get you any answers. Putting down Dylan's mom is not going to get you any answers. Making her feel like the only person she can talk to is Judy Ron is not going to get you any answers. That's not what's going to get you answers. What's going to get you answers is being nice. Sometimes you get further with honey than you do with shit. So why people are attacking everybody close to Dylan, that's not going to get us any answers. And that's not going to get people to talk. And like I said, the only person she's going to talk to is Judy Ron. And I don't watch Judy Ron. So there's that. So James Brenner, the United States of America, through its counsel, hereby files its second certificate of compliance with its discovery obligations in this case and request for reciprocal discovery from the defendant. What that means, if you don't know legal talk, basically what that means is discovery is what he has, what they know, all that stuff. That is what discovery is. So the United States gives notice that the following in accordance with the FRCP 16A1E is being or has been provided to counsel for the defendant via USAFX. James Brenner's criminal history, prior conviction, advice of rights. These might be a little out of order. Prior interview, rental property from Dylan Rounds, photographs, rental property, a Walmart receipt and product, a Walmart surveillance stills from 4/9/22, audio and video of Dylan Rounds rental property on 1/28/22, Ellen Price interview 7/12/22, Don Hatley polygraph 7/7/22, Donald Hatley interview 6/20/22, James Brenner polygraph on 6/20/22, and James Brenner transport on 7/5/22. I would like to know what the results of the polygraph test were. That's what I'd like to know. See, hold on. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Gray gets credit for showing that it's 1,100 feet away when I said before I even contacted Gray that it was 1,000 feet away. How do I get no respect at all whatsoever? Thank you, Danielle. I'm totally playing with you, Danielle. Well, kind of playing. I mean, I'm playing with you, but I mean it in general. Yeah, Gray's mapping skills are the best. That's why I told him he had to go on Zap Panel. But I don't want to mix two cases. Let's go back to this one. So that includes body camera footage, documents, and photographs obtained during the investigation. The United States reserves the right to introduce in its case-in-chief all tangible objects, physical, documentary, and electronic evidence, and all other evidence provided, made available, or identified in discovery. an additional discoverable material becomes available, such material will be provided within a reasonable time. Throughout this case, the United States will provide material discoverable under Rule 16 and 26.2 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure and the Jenks Act, without requiring the defendant to make a specific request for such material. Upon the request of the defendant, the United States will permit and facilitate the defendant's own inspection, copying, or photographing of those items described defined in Rule 16. This is where it gets out of order. By providing Rule 16 discovery without requiring a specific request from the defense, the United States invokes a reciprocal obligation on the defendant under DU Criminal R, which states that the defendant must allow the government to inspect and to copy the following, a further denied in Rule 16 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure: documents and tangible objects the defendant intends to introduce to evidence at trial, reports and examinations and tests of the defendant intends to introduce at trial or that were prepared by a witness summary of the testimony of any expert the defendant intends to use at trial under Federal Rules of Evidence 702, 703, and 705. Then this is just a repeat of what I showed already. Oh, no, it's not. James Brenner, criminal, yeah, same thing, actually. Oh, no, it's different dates. Consent to polygraph on Don Hatley. Reports from the FBI. Polygraph exams. I think I just read that. Pursuant to 126 Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, the U.S. notified the defense that at trial, the U.S. may seek to use all physical evidence statements made by the defendant, others, police reports, phone records, electronic evidence, including body camera footage, documents, and photographs obtained during the investigation. The United States reserves the right to introduce in its case-in-chief all tangible objects, physical, documentary, and electronic evidence, and all other evidence provided, made available, or identified in discovery. An additional discoverable material becomes available, which material will be provided within a reasonable time. Throughout this case, the United States will provide material discoverable under Rules 16 and 26.2 by the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. Now, I have one question to anyone that knows this. Why is this a federal case? Why is this not a state case? Does anyone know that? Because I didn't realize this was a federal case until just now, I guess. Yes, they're saying there's evidence from Dylan's property. There's video, audio, but it says it's from January, or they want it from January. But why is this a federal case? Is it because it borders multiple states? Thank you, KCL. But I don't want to sound dumb that I didn't realize this was a federal case. Like, I knew the FBI was involved, but I didn't know that against Jim Brenner it was going to be an actual federal case. This was done today. Today. The United States requests that the defendant provide to the government at a reasonable time before trial, but no later than 5 working days before trial, copies of the material referenced in this paragraph. Further, the United States requests continuing compliance with the reciprocal discovery following the initial disclosure. Certificate of Service. I certify that on the 26th day of August 2022, which is today, the second certificate of compliance and request for reciprocal discovery was filed electronically to the district court and caused to be served via U.S. mail to the following: James Brenner's attorney. Signed, Emily Gatton, the certified paralegal, or the state, or I guess federal department. So, well, the video that I'm going to play, which is where this was discovered from, kind of explains that. And she explains it in the sense that, she explains it in the sense that his old his old document had something really, really small. But the new document has all this. So they discovered something. They found something else to file this to begin with. Like either someone failed polygraph tests, but there's more to this. She didn't post anymore. I don't even know where this girl came from. I've never seen her in chats. For all I know, she could be the person that sent me the email and we all know her. I don't know. But I literally got this 30 minutes after she posted it. Nobody had seen it yet. So I don't know if the person that sent it to me is this girl. But yeah. If you missed the beginning, all of it's going to make sense after you watch this video. She doesn't have a lot of subscribers, so make sure you sub up to her. But I'm also the only creator that gives references and footnotes, unlike others who, like Gray, who just says, I was on this other panel. You could have said I was on Laura's panel. Gray. All right, so let me show this video. It's only about 7 minutes. But first, let's watch the whole. Because it's just so interesting. Nope, it's not Dylan at all. She posted on her channel. Where is it? History. Cynthia Rovita. She has 416 subscribers. All right, here's the link. If for some reason you don't want to watch it with us. But whoever she is, I want to thank her. And everyone should sub up if you follow the Dylan Rounds case, because that's all she covers is Dylan Rounds case. Okay.
I'm Cynthia Rovita. Today, I am bringing you guys an exclusive update in the Dylan Rounds missing persons case. This information has not been covered by the news yet. I'm sure it will later today or tomorrow, seeing as they were granted media access to court documents a few weeks back. Today, Trina A. Higgins, the United States prosecuting attorney, and James Brenner's firearm charges filed new discovery documents. Discovery is when a prosecuting attorney files documents that are a detriment to the person being charged with a crime. Again, this is just the firearm charges. However, also a few weeks ago, in the firearm charges against James Brenner, court documents were filed that specifically named him as a person of interest in Dylan Rounds' disappearance. So it's kind of like both of these incidences are being combined in court documents. I do believe, and this is just speculation on my part, but I do believe that the documents that were filed today are a segue into official charges eventually being filed against James Brenner for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. I want to revisit the firearm charges from a couple of weeks ago that had a small section in it that named James Brenner as a person of interest, and then we will get into the new documents that were filed today. The defendant was squatting on property belonging to SH and RI. That is adjacent to DR. DR is Dylan Rounds. Dylan Rounds was reported missing on May 30th, 2022, and his whereabouts are unknown. The defendant is known to have had contact with DR and is a suspect in DR's disappearance. A search warrant was executed on the defendant's trailer revealing black powder firearms equipment. DH, Don Haley, was interviewed by the FBI and admitted that the defendant asked him to hold black powder firearms and a .22 caliber Winchester rifle. The defendant hand-delivered the rifles to DH and asked him to hold them for him. Based on the James Brenner firearm charging documents, he was named an official suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Candace Cooley, Dylan Rounds' mother, gave an interview to Duty Ron yesterday. And in that interview, she said that when her and the family showed up on May 30th to look for their son Dylan, that James Brenner was adamant that he had to move the grain truck. At that time, they were so like confused and worried about Dylan that they didn't really like think about him saying this. But in hindsight, she said in that interview with Duty Ron that she believes that he was trying to give an explanation for why his fingerprints would have been all over the grain truck. Now we're going to go ahead and look at.
Oh, so you've seen her before. Okay, because I had no idea who she was.
At the court documents that were filed today. United States of America plaintiff versus James Brenner defendant. The United States of America, through its counsel, hereby files its second certificate of compliance with its discovery obligations in this case and request for reciprocal discovery from the defendant. So I just want to remind you guys that a prosecuting attorney will not file something that is going to help the defendant. They will only file things that are a detriment to the defendant's. If the defendant's attorney has something in response to those things to rebut them, then they will file them at that time. So all of these things that were filed today are a detriment to James Brenner's case. Involved parties and description. James Brenner, criminal history. James Brenner, prior conviction. James Brenner, advice of rights. James Brenner, consent to polygraph. Donald Hately, advice of rights. Donald Hately, consent to polygraph. Elaine Price, emails. I'm not quite sure who Elaine Price is, but I do know that Donald Hately was named a person of interest back on June 20th in a police officer's report. I covered that in my last video. At this time, he has not been named a suspect. He is not in jail. So it appears that he's potentially being used as a witness against James Brenner. Down here it says reports from the FBI for a case, reports from the FBI for polygraph exams, reports Maine State PD prior RE Brenner. That is referring to a case that I was going to play some audio of that has James Brenner's voice on it, but also the part of the recording is the prosecuting attorney describing a very.
There you are. There she is right there. I've been dropping your link. Thank you so much for this. You're like, you make it sound way better than I do.
Violent act that he committed. And this is not an act that has been covered in any other coverage regarding Dylan Rounds. Like a lot of people have brought up the attempted murder. A lot of people have brought up the assault from last year. I've covered those things, but this specific event is very violent, and it's an additional event to add to his violent history. Photographs and description. Dylan Rounds, rental property from January 28th, 2022. Walmart, receipt and product. Walmart, surveillance stills, 4/9/2022. This is just speculation on my part.
Cynthia, while you're in here, I got a question. Since you're saying that you have access to the documents, did you ever find out, or can you find out about the polygraphs and what came of them? Like, did Don fail his? Did James Brenner fail his? Do you have access to that, or is it limited?
I feel like this photograph of Dylan Rounds' rental property and then the Walmart receipt and the Walmart stills are potentially telling us that maybe James Brenner had something in his possession that belonged to Dylan Rounds, which could strengthen the charges that may potentially be filed against James Brenner in Dylan's disappearance. Audio and video, Kevin Bibbins, interview from June 30th, 2022. James Brenner, interview from June 16th, 2022. James Brenner interview, polygraph from June 20th, 2022. James Brenner interview from July 5th, 2022. During transport. Donald Hately interview from June 30th, 2022. Donald Hately interview from July 7th, 2022. Polygraph. Elaine Price interview from July 12th, 2022. Dylan Rounds rental property, January 28th, 2022. Down here, it talks about how the defense counsel has been notified of all of this evidence that has been submitted. It says statements made by the defendant and others, police reports, phone records, electronic evidence, including body camera footage, documents and photographs obtained during the investigation. The United States reserves the right to introduce in its case in chief all tangible objects, physical, documentary, and electronic evidence, and all other evidence provided, made available, or identified in discovery. As additional discoverable materials become available, such material will be provided within a reasonable time. Then it goes on to basically say that the defendant has the right to his own inspection or copying or photographing any of the items that were described above. It's just kind of more like law, relevant to law and discovery. And it also says that this stuff was submitted to James Brenner's attorney. So all of this new information is really important because, as I said before, I do feel that this is a potential segue into converting this and filing new charges against James Brenner for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Whether or not that happens, we will see. I will update you guys periodically depending on whether or not something new is filed. But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm Cynthia Rovita. Welcome.
All right, everyone sub up. I've been dropping the link. Sub up to her, my Dylan Rounds people. And thank you for such a great video, Sylvia. Somebody sent it to me literally like not even 30 minutes after you put it out. And I was like, And then I figured like everybody else was going to jump on it and start talking about it. And I saw nobody was talking about it. I was like, let me go, push this a little. So that's prosecuting attorney usually won't file documents that help. Oh, I agree with that. They'll never file a document that helps the defendant, especially in a federal case. Likely failed it and it became evidence against him. Yeah, I could see that. Sylvia, you want a link? I hate talking through chat. Do you have Zoom? See, Christine, that's what I've always believed, that if it is, it's federal or FBI gets involved when there are multiple states. I agree with that, Kat. Rent to own never goes well. Totally agree with that. Those grapes in the hole. Should we check on the hole? Hole's still not happening. 106 people watching that hole. Do nothing. It's just sitting there. Yeah, but guns don't make it federal, though. I mean, you could have state gun charges. Lots of people get state gun charges. And it's not a federal. And that's why I don't understand. That's why I'm looking for some more insight why it's federal against James Brenner. I understand why the case may have had the FBI involved, but it's just James Brenner and everything happened in Lucin or Montello. So yeah, I'm just a little confused on that. Yeah, she did. She sounds like a lawyer. She sounds much better than I did reading it. And we all know that. I listened to Ellen for about 5 minutes. It's like listening to the other one. It's the same shit over and over and over. All right. Cynthia's going to make me stay live. She said she'll be home in about 30 minutes. So now I'm going to have to stay live because I want to talk to her. So you guys can all thank her for me staying live longer because I would have been done already. Done. Brenner gun charges from out of state. Oh, okay. The convicted felon is found in possession of a firearm. They can be charged with a federal crime. Gotcha. Thanks, Joseph. My reading's horrible. I mean, I can read, but hey, Bobby, I can read. It's just maybe FBI because possibly adult kidnapping in the beginning. I don't know. His original charges, and then he was found in possession. 3 strikes theft laws in Utah. 3-strike rule means that even if a petty theft charge can be filed as a third-degree felony, the defendant criminal record contains at least 2 relevant. Oh, the hole is some hole in Akajua Resort Wildlife Waterhole live cam stream in Namibia. And I don't know why there's over 100 people just watching a hole, but I figured maybe there's something there. Maybe we should all watch the hole. To live feed National Park watering hole. Aha. Does anything happen? I'd rather watch panda bears. Ellen's son said that Ellen Price is his best friend's aunt. Okay. I think a lot. Federal firearms charges are a lot. I know in New York you can get life for a gun. Oh, you have seen animals come up? I love my panda bears. Love, love, love my pandas. I always get yelled at, though. Every time I show panda bears, I get yelled at from the company. They're like, we don't monetize. We can't put panda bears on a monetized channel. I'm like, but I love my pandas. Alien drinking hole? Maybe. Deer eating birdseed? Slash came out. I mean, is this like as exciting as it gets, though? It's just a hole? Is it a man-made hole or is it a earth hole? Like a sinkhole? That's true, Erie. You got a point. That tree, though, is creepy looking. I was watching that. All right, federal gun charges because he was a convicted felon already. Yes, that's what everyone is saying. There's not even wind, though. Like, the tree's not even moving. There are sloth watch channels. Did you ever see those music channels that have, like, a bazillion, like 10,000 views at like 3 o'clock in the morning? Pretty cool. And big clusters of animals. Yeah, but that's probably not at night. Oh, if I back it up. Oh, look how pretty that is, though. Still don't see anything. You see the giraffes? Oh, there you go. There's a giraffe coming over. Wow. Whoa. Is this where you say, wow? There's Buka. That's a cool color, though. Oh, look at the little bird. Bobby, you missed it. You got to rewind. But I'm waiting for Sylvia to get home from the supermarket. She's the one that actually discovered it. We're just killing time. Ah, look at that little baby. How exciting. That is correct, Scotty. There's an animal. What are they all looking at? Exactly, right, Joseph? Where else are you going to find this kind of entertainment? I thought those attempted murder charges were from years ago, though, Tams. Oh, look at that color change. That was awesome. What are the giraffes doing? Just standing there? Where'd they go? You can rewind it. Yeah, if you guys just got here, you probably want to rewind to the beginning because when Sylvia comes up, you don't want to be lost. You think that's what they're looking at? So is that a man-made hole? I want to see where they go. Whoop. Oh, they all go that way. They're leaving. They're all going home. Ah, they left the ugly duckling behind. He's lost. He can't find his family. He's like, where'd everyone go? They all left me. He's looking around. He doesn't know where anyone left. You got a little time, Bobby. Candy, which one? He's right there. He left. He's like, they all left me behind. Poor guy. He is. He's looking around like, where did everyone go? He's like, Mom, Mom, I'm all alone. Come get me, Mom. I'm scared. I can't tell if that's an animal to the left or it's a tree. Aw, he's not even moving. He must be scared. Don't do it, dude. Go back home. Don't jump in. See, he's all lost. He's looking for his mom. He's like, Mom, come get me. Help. Help me, Mom. I can't find you. Is that you, Mom? Oh, no, it's my shadow. It's my reflection. Poor guy. He keeps looking for his mom. Thank you, Dragonfly. He's lost. He doesn't know where to go. Don't go in the water. Go back. Go back. He's so lonely. No, he keeps looking around. He's looking for the rest of his family. His family deserted him. Go home, little giraffe. Go find mama. I hope mama's got an eye on him. Poor baby. I'll drop a nugget of info regarding James Brenner history. Sweet. We're just watching this little zebra. Margaret, I was going to ask you. I'm glad you like him. Be an animal ambassador. I think he's taking a poop. He looks like he's taking a poop. He's in a weird position, actually. Maybe he really is taking a poop. A giraffe, not a zebra. A giraffe. Barbara, what do you mean? I'm telling you, giraffe is taking a poop. Yeah, but his head's up. He's not drinking. You don't see him? He's in the back. Right there. Hey, Busty Can. We're waiting for homegirl to come up. Sylvia? Is that her name, Sylvia? It's Sylvia, right? I didn't want to say it wrong. Cynthia. I don't know why I said Sylvia. I'm telling you, he's taking a poop. He's waiting for Mom to come get him. Oh, I didn't see it, Barbara. I'm sorry. Alright, his poop is done. He's like, Mom, come get me. I'm lost. Hey, Lex. Barbara. Oh, hey, Laura, 2 a.m. here. I hope you're okay. I thought Jim was starting to finally man up and be respectful to you. I just realized yesterday that he's still being discussed. Oh, he's worse than ever. Thank you, Barbara, but he's worse than ever. What he did is unforgivable. I will never forgive him for what he did. This little guy's thirsty. I still think it's funnier if you say he's pooping. 3 suspects in jail for Dylan rounds. Brenner will give Dylan's location. Not three suspects, but I agree with you. Brenner holds the key. I didn't know you interviewed Don Wells. Crime Kid of Farm Lady just played a clip of you doing an interview with Don. Yes. He's taking a poop. He's waiting for his mom to come get him. She left them all alone while all the other giraffes went back. Let me tell you, if I was Dylan Round's parents, honestly, like no joke, if I was Dylan Round's parents and I had a choice of giving someone a deal that would bring my kid home that I could bury or tell me where he is, I would absolutely say cut him a deal. 150%. In the new document, there isn't a date next to the Walmart receipt and product, but every other thing listed as a date next to it. I wonder if it's from DR went missing. Could be, or maybe it didn't have a date. Maybe the date was wiped off. Yeah, the other two aren't listed as suspects. Oh, there's another animal on the left. Looks like a pig. A rhinoceros, maybe? If his post-DR go missing, could it possibly be Brenner buying something to discard a buy? Well, that's what I thought of, too. That's one of the things I want to talk to Cynthia about when she comes up, because that's exactly what I thought of. That, is this a, did he buy, like, shovels? Did he buy a tarp? Like, what exactly did he buy on that receipt? No, I think it's a rhinoceros. But that was the first thing I thought of. Hey, Alexis. Whoop. That was the very first thing I thought of. That I wonder if that is a... There it is. I wonder if he bought stuff to bury someone or something like that. I think it's still 100,000, Lex. We are watching the poor zebra that got left by the rest of his family. That's why I say he's taking a poop. Could have brought all the makings to hide. That's what I think. I really do think that. Because why else would they want all those Walmart receipts? Like, if he just bought, like, a pack of cigarettes and some juice and some cereal, I don't think they'd care. You know what I mean? I think they specifically want the, that has to have stuff on it. Yeah, it is a rhino, I believe. He hears his mom calling him. Yeah, Brenner. Tosha National Park, one of the largest savanna conservation areas in Africa, world-renowned for its spectacular wildlife. What did I say? Yeah, giraffe. What did I say? I want to see an elephant. There's no date on it. But that's why this is all stuff I'm going to talk to Cynthia about when she gets up here. Receipts could also place them in the time frame of DR missing. True. She also watched Judy Ron's interview last night, which I did not. So I don't know what was said. Do giraffes sleep standing up? They do, right? No, I have not. What if they fall in? Do rhinos know how to swim? Well, he leaves within a minute or two. Oh. You can see in the distance something. I don't know if it's another giraffe or what. Manny drinks a lot. I am trying to turn the giraffe into a zebra. Up, here it is, mom call. He's like, Mom, I found you. I found you. Remember the scam for the pregnant giraffe April? No. And now the rhino's going to be all by himself. Poor little rhino. You're home. Woohoo! Do you have Zoom? Please say yes. I don't want to have to hook up StreamYards. Zebra's leaving the rhino all alone. What about the rhino's family? The rhino falls in, call AWP. Good point. Look at that butt. How often can you say that you saw a rhino's ass on a YouTube video? Go ahead, tell me. Restream? Oh, you don't have Zoom? Ugh. How often are you going to say you've seen a rhino's butt on a stream? That's right. You saw it here first. No, Restream is not for jumping on someone else's platform. By the way, you should get Melon app instead of Restream. Restream sucks. I used to have Restream. I like Melon app much, much better. And Melon app, you can also multi-stream. Hold on, I'll set up StreamYards and drop you a link. Giraffe. What do I keep saying? All right. Hang on. It is a first, right? All right, Zebra, I'm going to have to let you go for a while. All right. I came in, saw a rhino's butt. What's up, Rocco? All right. Here you go, Sylvia. Click that link. Notice how much better Dayton is? All of a sudden, he's all better. He went to the doctor today because I told him he was milking it. And I was like, you going to the doctor for clearance? Doc's like, yeah, he's fine. I said I knew he was. He's been milking it for like 2 days. My kids think I don't know them. I know them so well. You know, they think they're smarter than me. Yeah, I was a kid too. But he's like coming inside. Oh, I'm so dizzy. No, you're not. You're perfectly fine. Stop me lying. Uh, 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 uh. Do 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 do. She probably has to download it. I did say zebra again. I'm sorry. Legit vertigo super sucks. Yeah, but I knew he was faking it. I knew the first 2 days he was out because he wasn't eating. And I mean, I take care of him, so I get that. But then after that, he was totally milking it. Once he was coming out to steal food, I knew he was fine. But then he got a cold. So that's why I kind of let him go. But you know how teenagers are. If they can milk something, they will. Hey, Smiley Mama. And don't forget, anybody wants to buy a candle, you go to Energy Candle, ENERGIE candles.com. You can always start a super chat train and super chat. You can cash out. By the way, I want to thank a big donation from Wednesday that I did not see. I want to thank you for that. Hey, girl. All right, you got to mute your YouTube.
I'm not quite tech savvy yet. I'm still learning everything.
If you mute your YouTube, then you'll hear me through StreamYards.
Okay.
But you're going to have to, because I have 2 different systems running at the moment, in order for you to look at chat, you have to do it through the YouTube app. Make sense?
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Sorry I'm not on camera tonight. I'm looking kind of rough. So.
Oh, no worries.
I got enough haters. Oh, it's echoing? I'm sorry. That's my fault. Okay. So, how did you come across what other Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much. Anybody else wants to jump on that super chat train, you go right ahead. How did you come across these documents? How did you get access to the documents? All that kind of stuff.
I have a grandfathered in account that I've had for probably 15 years. So I've done freelance, paralegal type work in family law for quite some time. So that's when I set up the account, but it just provides me with access to these documents. In my other videos that I've done on Dylan Rounds, I covered other documents that I got from the same account. But something that I'm going to be covering in my next video is another violent thing that James Brenner did that has not been covered yet.
Is it the murder? The attempted murder?
No, it's not that. And it's also not the aggravated assault from last year when he beat someone with a metal chair, an elderly man.
No shit.
This is from years ago. And I have a snippet of audio of James Brenner from a court hearing and from a prosecuting attorney explaining some of his criminal history. He beat a man in the head with a tire iron.
To death?
No, in the head. He hit someone in the head with a tire iron.
Why?
I have no idea. They didn't go into detail about it. It was just so the issue with James Brenner is that a lack of interstate communication, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So he's had multiple warrants in multiple states for almost 30 years. I think one was canceled just last July. And I don't know why it was canceled. He was convicted of something and went on the run and never served the time for it. So he's just been jumping from state to state. He's lived in Nebraska, North Dakota, Maine, Maryland, Utah, and he's committed crimes, gun charges, and violent crimes. And he's just he goes on the run. So it's just in addition to this newest warrant that he had, it seems like Box Elder County should have been aware of all of his history. And he should have been primary suspect from day one. Did you ever listen to the Duty Ron interview that Candace did yesterday?
I did not listen to it. I was saying that earlier. Duty Ron, in the first interview, struck me. I mean, I fought it and I'm winning because he's not taking me to court. But I refused to watch him after that. And because he put this is just a personal feeling, but I don't like any creator that puts their paws in a case and doesn't let anyone talk. And at the end of the last interview, it was Oh, you just stick with me, Candace. It was almost like he put his paws in her. She's not allowed to interview with anyone else or talk to anyone else. And that bothered me. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I won't even watch it. So,
I have noticed that he hasn't really given any interviews with anyone else.
nope. And he made it a point like he's the only one that she can talk to.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of bothersome, especially if he's doing copyright strikes. He
gave
has
me
like a fair use thing underneath his videos.
Yep, he gave me a copyright strike for playing our interview. For playing, and I was doing commentary and everything, but he still gave me a copyright strike. The video came down, I fought it, and now it should be done within the next couple of days. Because it happened on the 10th, and then it got approved like around the 15th. They give you 10 days. So yeah, it should be back up shortly.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know what happened. What was she saying yesterday?
Yeah, so in that interview, she was saying that James Brenner told the family, like the day that they showed up to look for Dylan, that he had to move the grain truck because when Dylan was backing the grain truck into the shed, that he hit James Brenner's horse gate. So it kind of makes me wonder
if that's why he killed him.
That's what started whatever conflict that potentially could have led to whatever happened with Dylan. Just because James Brenner he's hot-headed.
And it really could be as simple as that. That Dylan hit his truck or whatever. He got mad. He beat him to death and put him somewhere. But the question is James that smart that he would know where to put him?
In my opinion, I think there's a good possibility that other people are involved.
Who do you think?
Maybe not in like whatever happened to Dylan initially, but in putting Dylan somewhere.
See, the problem is they had time. I mean, they really had time. Like, they could have driven to Lake Tahoe by the time, with all the time they had. They had a solid, 36 hours, 24 hours before. And if that happened at 6:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning. And you know what I just thought of? Oh my God, I just thought of something that makes perfect sense. You know how everyone's saying, why would he call his grandmother and say, I got to go right away? Maybe he called his grandmother as he hit Jim. So as soon as he hit Jim, he's like, all right, Grandma, I got to go. I can't talk. He may have been calling his grandmother, just like normal talking, and then realized he hit him and then realized he had to hang up. That would make perfect sense.
It does. It really does, because I've been speaking with a case insider. I don't want to say who this person is. They want to remain anonymous, but they're very close with Dylan.
Okay.
And I was told that Dylan called his grandmother and she missed the call, and she called him back immediately at 6:51. And that's what he told her, was that he had to put the truck in the grain shed. So I'm wondering if I'm not sure why he would have called her and she would have called him back, unless it was like while he was waiting for her to answer, and that's what caused him to hit the thing because he wasn't paying attention.
That's
maybe
true.
And once he realized that and she called him back, that's when he said he had to go.
That's true.
Which is what you just said, and it makes sense.
It does make sense, because for the longest time, we're all sitting here trying to figure out, why would he call his grandma and then say, I can't talk? You would only do that if something happened or something. Hey, Cam, you were in the bathroom, which is another thing we were joking around about. Like, maybe he had to go to the bathroom. Yeah. But it makes perfect sense if he hit Jim Brenner as his grandmother called him, or he called her before he hit him. And then as soon as he answered, he was distracted, like you said, and bammed into him. And then said, Grandma, I gotta go. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. The other part that bothers me is that the last ping on Dylan's phone, which was, I guess, an app. It was an app giving off the ping. And that was at around 3 p.m. It was headed in the general direction of where Dawn stayed. And James Brenner and Dawn Hately have said that they were having a barbecue, but they both gave different times for the barbecue.
I heard that, but there's no proof of the barbecue.
Exactly. And it was pouring rain, so were they barbecuing in the rain?
That's true. Good point. Could have been an inside barbecue. But was it a barbecue of Dylan's body? I mean, I
Well,
know that sounds morbid, but
they both lived in trailers, so I'm not sure if they could have been barbecuing indoors. Well, I guess they could have, maybe in the oven.
I mean, not sound morbid, but could it be a barbecue of Dylan's body?
I hope
Technically,
not.
that would be a barbecue.
Yeah, yeah, that would be terrible.
All right, someone said the ping from Dylan's phone app came at 2:40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was around 2:40, almost 3 p.m.
But not to necessarily mean Dylan was on it.
Yeah, I don't think so at that point, because I believe his family was already trying to reach him, and he wasn't responding.
I bet. And did they find his phone?
I'm not sure on that.
Chat, did they ever find Dylan's phone? I don't think so.
There's been speculation about that on some channels. It hasn't been confirmed though.
Yeah, but there's also, just like every other case, a lot of lies said on so many chats, just for views, just for clicks. So unless it came from the police or a family member, I don't believe anything.
I agree. And I don't think that there are some things that should be out there. Like the key fob, that was supposed to be kept private.
Why?
The reason why is because, as odd as it sounds, some people will come forward in like murder cases and they'll claim that they did something or that they were involved. And law enforcement has to have specific details that only the perpetrator would know. And these people that come forward, they'll be like, oh, I hit this person in the head with a hammer. Well, that wasn't the mode of death. So they know that that person's lying. So it's kind of like similar with the key fob. Only the perpetrator would know that they put the key fob back and that it wasn't in there in the prior search. So it's kind of like a detail that could have been used by the prosecuting attorney, but now it's like, it's common knowledge. Now it's out there.
Okay, but hold on. Was it Kurt that said it, or was it, I thought it was his mom that said it. I thought it was Candace that told it.
She confirmed it. And well, I guess there was like an initial interview that she did where someone was like, did you notice how when, I think it was Heavy D's video, did you notice how when he asked her about the key fob, she said that that wasn't missing or something like that? But then after that, she never brought it up again and was adamant that it wasn't found. But I think it was in a Kurt interview.
Yeah, it was a Kurt interview.
In that, and his daughter also said it in a Zav Girl interview.
Because I know they said about the gun, because a local was running around saying that a gun, that they had found Dylan's gun, and everyone's like, no, it's the one at the grandmother's house. And then it was confirmed, no, it was the actual gun. So, or a second gun or whatever was found. And then the key fob was found. So, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, well, I think it was Kurt. But so, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Candace confirmed that Kurt is the one that brought back the key fob.
She said that he made a phone call on Tuesday to their family saying that Dylan was being held hostage in Montello in Robert Avilas's mother's house.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
She was the one holding him hostage. So I guess during that time, while the family left Dylan's farm and headed out to Montello, someone came into the trailer and put the key fob back. Which is a really weird coincidence. I mean, what are the odds that just in that small time frame that they leave, someone would have known and gone in there?
Oh, I see what you're saying. But
I suppose.
Go on.
I suppose it's possible that because James Brenner was so close to Dylan's property, he could have seen them leaving, and maybe he took that as an opportunity. But it still seems weird to me.
But it wasn't James Brenner; it was Kurt that brought it back.
She hasn't. I don't think she said that. Candace has said that, or that's been confirmed. But she did say that it was during that phone call that Kurt made that someone put the key fob back.
All right, so then maybe now I'm confused because I could have sworn, and it could be hearsay, but I could have sworn that I heard somebody say Kurt is the one that put the key fob back and Candace confirmed it. So, but that's not true.
Mm.
Aha. So there's same channels spreading lies because that's what I heard. That it was, I could tell you it was either on Salty or it was on No Thanks that I happen to be listening to. And one of them said that Kurt put the key back.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard those.
And I really thought she confirmed it.
Mm-mm.
See, that's why you can't listen to rumors.
Do you think that it's odd that it happened in that small time frame?
Oh, absolutely. But I also don't see why the key fob would be of importance either way, simply because his car was there.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't his key fob just be in the car? That's why I never understood why it was so important.
That's true. I do kind of have a theory on that, though. Kurt's daughter claims that she saw Dylan on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think, was it Thursday or Friday? It may have been Friday. Either way, she said that he was heading back out to his farm to start seeding, and he was going to be seeding all night. So I kind of wonder if maybe he had parked his truck at the grain shed because he would have needed to get back, or maybe he thought he was going to get help from James Brenner. And that's obviously not what happened.
No,
so if he left the truck at the grain shed, he could have backed the grain truck into the grain shed and then gotten in his own truck and driven it back to his farm.
You would think.
So maybe the key fob was just like his truck was there and James Brenner drove it back to Dylan's farm and then forgot to put the key fob in at that time. So then he was hanging on to it and he was afraid he was going to get caught with it. But I mean, that wouldn't really make any sense because in the desert, he could bury it anywhere.
And I agree. How would he know what Kurt was telling them about that they were going to leave? Like, how would Jim Brenner know that?
I do know that Jim and Kurt and Don were all good friends. But I feel like at this point, I would think that law enforcement would have made progress in terms of phone records and maybe seeing if they had communicated before that. So
True.
If Kurt's not in jail, then maybe that's not what occurred.
Because that's what I'm thinking too, and that's why I don't know why Kurt kept getting named, and I'm like, that's why I walked away from the case for the most part, because it was just rumor after rumor after rumor after rumor, and it was too many rumors. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors.
So accident and cover up. That's what I think. So morphological.
I do have a question for you.
Shoot.
So Kurt has said in multiple interviews that he was really good friends with Dylan. His daughter and him have confirmed publicly that they knew, or that Kurt knew as of Sunday, that Dylan was missing. There was an email from Kurt's daughter that I received. She said Saturday, and then she recanted that and said that was my misunderstanding. But there's also an interview that Kurt did where he said Saturday. I think that was on Salty's channel. So what I'm getting at is if he was really good friends with Dylan, why wasn't he helping in the search for Dylan until Tuesday?
That's
if it's publicly confirmed that he knew Sunday, why wasn't he helping to look?
That's a good point. Let's see. He didn't want to believe it. He figured maybe the police had it. And I'm going to play devil's advocate. Maybe the police had it. He didn't need to look for him. Maybe he didn't believe that he was really gone. Maybe he just felt like, oh, he'll turn up. He'll find him. Or the opposite, he was getting rid of him. I don't know.
Yeah, those are all possibilities. It stands out to me. I feel like if I had a friend that was missing and I had 15 relatives that could be a major hand in helping to look for him, that's what I would be doing. He had 15 relatives in town that came to visit. So why not go look for his friend instead of going to the mountains? Or I'm not even sure what day that happened, but a barbecue. I know that they had talked about having a barbecue as well. It just, if I had a friend that was missing, that's what I would be doing. But
And I
I
agree
guess
with you, but I do wonder if he just had no idea where to start looking, if he had no idea, thinking that, all right, I got family in town and he'll come back the next day, or he'll be back the next day. That I can see more
yeah,
than, or playing the other side of it, he did something with Dylan or he's part of the cover up. But I can't, I mean, I've listened to these guys interview and I can't imagine them being smart enough to even know how to hide a body this long.
yeah,
That's where my issue lies. And then you have Kurt on the flip side. Kurt's like, well, um, he was this and he was that and he was my friend but he was this type of person and he was that type of person. I don't understand why people bash people, like, not bash people. He knew every single detail of Dylan's life to the
hmm,
point that it almost sounded fake. You weren't there for all this. How do you know every single step this man took? And that didn't
yeah,
make sense to me either. And he was constantly like telling stories about Dylan that there's no way he even knew all those details or remembered all those details because he couldn't have been there.
yeah.
So, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't work. I haven't been able to work because I'm so distraught." Come on, really? Like all that sounds fake to me. Michelle, why do you keep saying no? Someone wants to know, what do you think was purchased from Walmart on April 9th that is of significance?
I'm not, so I kind of feel like it could have either been the hat that James Brenner was seen wearing that belonged to, or potentially belonged to Dylan, or maybe the 22 rifle could have belonged to Dylan that Dylan purchased from Walmart. I just feel like either way, it may be something that belonged to Dylan that James Brenner was in possession of.
So you don't think it had to do, because we were saying before that maybe it's, a tarp or stuff to get rid of a body, or maybe it was something that was planned.
I mean, yeah, that very well could be. I don't know everything.
But if it was if if I'm correct that he was killed, and I hate to say that word, but he was
Hmm.
killed because someone had a short fuse and he banged into him and he snapped and he killed him, and that makes perfect sense to me with the phone call. I mean, those dots connect. And then he had to get rid of him. You know, I guess if it wasn't premeditated, then that part wouldn't make sense that he bought stuff previously. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I don't
Hmm.
think those kind of guns you can buy in Walmart. The kind of guns that he had, I don't think you could buy those in Walmart. Maybe I'm
Yeah, I'm
wrong.
not sure. The hat thing, that's pretty odd too. I mean, I've heard some people say in the comments, like, oh, well, that hat's really common. And then I've heard other people say that it's not.
No, it is. It's, if you look on John Deere, because we did
Hmm.
some research back in the beginning, and it's a pretty common John Deere shirt hat for farmers.
Okay. I know it was sent into the FBI for testing, but those results aren't going to be made public.
But that's not even on the list though.
Yeah, it's not.
So it either came back as it didn't mean anything, or it was just no good because that wasn't on the list of discovery or evidence.
Yeah, so it probably wasn't the hat then. I'm just trying to figure out what could have been purchased like more than a month before Dylan disappeared. So maybe you're right. Maybe it was a some kind of supplies to hide someone or to do something to someone.
but not if it was not if it was not premeditated. If he just banged into him.
Yeah, that's true. So it could have been premeditated in a whole different scenario involving more people. The money thing has always bothered me, even though Dylan's grandmother, I guess, says that or has said that the money was accounted for in interviews that Candace Foley has given. It's not necessarily about whether he carried cash on him, but it's more about what people thought he may have had.
But see, my only issue with that is even if they thought that he had a lot of money, just because you think someone may have a lot of money, it's not like he's got cash laying around. I mean, Kurt said and somebody else said it's not like he carried cash around, so they wouldn't have been able to get into his bank account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only part of the story that just didn't make sense to me with the, with the cash, because that's what I originally said, that, oh, they did this for cash. It has to do with cash. But going further, if you really sit there and you think about it, well, unless he had like $50,000 under his mattress in straight cash, which he didn't have, it's not like they can break into his bank account. So that's where I'm iffy on the cash, on the money motive.
Yeah.
Because just how would they get his money? They wouldn't. They wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Maybe wasn't his wallet missing too? So maybe whoever did this thought that they were somehow going to access his money. I'm not sure how they would have thought that. I mean, some people are really not very intelligent. So.
But you know what I'm saying though? Like, unless you know that somebody's got 50 grand in cash under their mattress or somewhere in a trailer, if someone has that money in a bank, that's not going to help you. You can't go rob the bank. You know what I mean?
True.
So that's why the money motive to me was wiped out, unless they were holding him hostage. And but being that he was a kid, they would have to, even if you're not the brightest, they would have to know mom or dad is a co-signer on it. So they wouldn't be able to just walk into a bank and get access like they do in the movies. So that's why that theory kind of, I shoved it under the carpet, because it just didn't add up to me of how they would be able to get it unless he had it strictly in his pocket, and then they could have just beat the shit out of him with masks on and he wouldn't have known who it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did wonder if maybe it was like a ransom plot gone wrong. And this is just speculation. I don't have any proof of that, but I did wonder about that, only because his family's wealthy.
Well, his grandparents are.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't they have contacted the grandparents?
Kurt in one of his interviews said that Justin received a ransom call.
He did?
Yeah, that's what he said. And he said that Justin hung up the phone. I guess someone was calling saying like, oh, we have Dylan and we're in Mexico, and they were demanding money, and Justin hung up. And that's Kurt's word, so I'm not quite sure if that holds any water, but.
I didn't know that. I never heard that. But like I said, I stopped following the case for a while until someone showed me your video tonight. I was like, well, nobody's talking about it. I'll go live about it. I'll promote her. Because, like I said, it was just too many conspiracies, too much Jim Terry, too many bashing on the wrong people, focusing on the wrong people. And even in Salty's chat tonight, I was just, listening in the background, and I'm like, this girl drops some really big information. They all talk about how they're there and, they're so into the case, and they talk about it every night. And not one of them was talking about the stuff you reported. I was like, how clueless are they? Like, they're sitting here talking about the case every single night, and they don't even know new documents were dropped. Okay. So, the thing with Ty, when this whole case started, it was Ty against, it was Ty and Salty versus Jim and Kurt. I'm sorry, Salty and Kurt versus Jim, Ty, and Doug. It was like the stupidest drama, the stupidest girl drama, and they were all perpetuating it. So
Yeah.
this side hated Ty and this side hated Kurt, and it just
Mhm.
became a joke. Does Cynthia think it was strange that the grandparents and parents had ties to Brenner but weren't aware of his background?
I thought about this a lot. I don't, and I only say that because I feel as though people shouldn't have to live in a state of hyper awareness. You know, like having to worry that their coworker or their neighbor, like what kind of charges do these people have, or convictions. I just think that they trusted someone that seemed trustable, and they had no idea what kind of person he was.
Fair enough. Ty and Kurt and Ty didn't even know Dylan. Ty had nothing to do with it. That I can tell you. Ty had absolutely nothing to do with it.
I agree.
You think Dylan moved to a bad area on accident? I don't think so. Oh, moved to a bad area. All right, I got you. Yeah, but I mean, you would think that small of a town, how bad could it be? Now, Candace has gotten a lot of heat. A lot of heat.
Yeah.
You said that you were in touch with someone in the family,
Someone close to Dylan.
someone close to Dylan. And
Mhm.
what did they think happened to Dylan?
Um, they're just trying to keep hope that he'll come home.
But did they really believe that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I guess you always want to hold on to hope. I mean, I understand that. But I I don't know. I just, and that's why I hate using the word like, he's gone, he's dead. I hate using that, but in my opinion, it's a reality. And I think Candace has come to terms with that. I think Candace realizes that. Of course, you're
Mhm.
still going to have hope, but
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I would much rather have a gone child than a missing child. Because missing,
Yeah.
you just never know, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. I don't think he's alive anymore either.
You don't think what?
I don't think Dylan's alive.
No, it's been too long.
Mhm.
Um, well, there's a lot of meth there, Lex. There may not be a lot of crime, but there's a lot of meth. Um, Dylan would not know the neighbors. Ty may be trying to monetize, but he lives hours away from Lucin. Exactly. There was something else I was going to ask you. It was something from the video. Um, oh, when they went to the grain shed, they found nothing.
Yeah, they didn't find anything other than the boots, and that was a considerable way away from the, like,
Yeah, no, that was
200
far
feet
away.
away from the grain shed.
I mean, when they just went to do it now, when
Oh,
the latest
salty?
search. No, didn't the FBI just do a search?
They did. It was James Brenner's property.
James Brenner's property. That's what I meant. And they
Yeah.
found nothing.
Yeah, apparently they found nothing, but I don't really, they were there for like less than a day. And I'm trying to figure out, how is 10 acres searched in less than a day?
Maybe they
Thoroughly.
maybe they were looking for something specific.
That could be.
And then when that didn't turn up, but I agree with you. 10 acres in one day never happened.
That's a lot to cover.
Guys, do you have any questions? I'm trying to think. I thought his pistol was no. Allegedly, his pistol was found immediately in the house, and that was leaked by a local.
Hmm.
So, what else happened on the interview last night? What else was she saying on the interview?
Um, Back to the gun real quick. I think that was Don Haley that told Kurt that about the gun being found. And it just seems really odd to me how much Don Haley was communicating. He had mentioned to Kurt, this is an a Salty interview that Salty still has on his channel of Kurt. But Don told him that the gun was found. He told Kurt that, he took a lie detector test and he passed with flying colors. I just don't understand why they were so interested in the case, I guess you could say. And they weren't interested in helping to look for Dylan.
That is a good point. So what else was Candace saying yesterday?
She just said, she mentioned that thing about the grain shed. There was another interview with Nate Eaton that her and Justin did. And they both said that the grain truck, the law enforcement allowed them to take it home. So they used it for harvest before it was processed.
Yeah, I still don't know why they would allow that. I still have no idea.
Box Elder really screwed this case up, in my opinion.
That's why they got to put pressure on Brenner and arrest everybody. I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them that has talked is shady. Elaine is whacked. Her son is whacked. Ty is a little off. Kurt's whacked. Like, every single person that has spoken out is crazy. And in my opinion, unreliable.
So do you know who Elaine is?
I was talking about the other Elaine, the one that owns the bar.
Oh, okay.
But someone said that the Elaine that you were talking about was not Dylan Rounds. The other Elaine, Dylan, his best friend's aunt or something. Something like that.
That's so weird. I wonder what she would have to offer against James Brenner.
I don't know. Someone said it in chat before that it was somebody's kid, that the one that's on Salty's panel, Elaine or whatever. I think that's her name, Elaine. On her channel, I mean, over there, they said that she was something like she was someone's aunt or someone's best friend's aunt. Dylan Berg. Thank you. Dylan Berg's best friend's aunt or Dylan Berg's aunt, something like that. But that she's like all connected.
Well, I know that James Brenner did live in Montello for a while before he ended out at the grain shed property. Yeah. So maybe he knew people in Montello. He lived with Kurt for 1.5 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan said Elaine is his best friend's aunt from Heber.
I've never heard her name come up before these court documents. It's interesting.
Maybe someone thinks it's Elaine Berg, or are they confusing it? Hold on. Said he did. He asked, and Ellen didn't know. Oh, Ellen, that's what I was thinking. Elaine Price, but Dylan Berg piped up and said it was his best friend's aunt or something. Yeah, James Brenner lived with Kurt for about 1.5 years. And then when his house burnt down or his trailer burnt down or something. But where did James Brenner get money for 10 acres of land?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
And, here's my other thing about a conspiracy theory. As far as other people being involved. Yeah, Ellenberg and Elaine Price. Thank you. As far as a conspiracy theory, I have a hard time believing the intelligence of these people could find their way out of a plastic bag, even if they saw the top, let alone put together a whole scheme where they were going to kill a kid or bury a kid or something like that, and they were going to be able to hide it. I just can't see them having the intelligence to put together a scheme like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially James Brenner on his own, because even Kurt's daughter said that he's not the rightest person.
And that's what I'm saying. But even when you have Don and Kurt, or even if there were other people involved, I just don't think these people are smart enough to not tell. I
Yeah.
think one of them would have sang like a bird. One of them would have told somebody. Like, I mean, I guess when you're facing jail for the rest of your life, you're going to keep your mouth shut. But I just feel like one of them has to know. You're talking a town with 55 people. Somebody knows. And the fact that that not one person is saying anything, or not one person leaked anything, I just find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I get that. It is odd.
You know, like
But
these aren't brain scholars that are going to be able to do this big cover up and let's plan it out, like a big heist. They're going to plan it
yeah.
out and they're going to buy X, Y, and Z, and then they're going to do this. And I just don't see that. And even Jim Brenner, I mean, can you imagine him calling people, hey, do me a favor? Can you, can you help me bury a body? Like, I killed Dylan and now I need to bury him. Like, I just can't imagine nobody's going to come forward.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't even have a running vehicle. That's the other thing that I've wondered is how he could have moved Dylan if his vehicle wasn't even working.
He had Dylan's vehicle
That's true.
and he also had the key fob.
Yeah.
So that was the original thought, that
Yeah.
he took Dylan's car, which is why the seat was moved up.
Mhm.
But he took Dylan's car and drove it and got rid of Dylan that way. I mean, he knew how to drive, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. What have you thought of the story of Dylan washing his own truck?
See, everyone's saying that Dylan was messy and stuff, but that Dylan had cleaned it the day before. And I just
Mhm.
think maybe he had a date. Maybe he, it gets to a point where you just couldn't, he just couldn't do it anymore. Like it got so messy that he just had to clean it. And I don't know, but knowing it was going to rain, which is also skeptic.
Yeah.
Skeptical. If you know it's gonna rain, the last thing you're gonna do is take all that time to wash your car. So that's where I'm skeptical on. Oh yeah, he washed his whole car right before. Yeah, I don't think so. Not if it's gonna rain. So that's where I'm wishy-washy with that. I'm just not sure.
Yeah. I mean, it seems really convenient to say that he washed his own truck right before he disappeared.
Yep. Hold on. Is what a new video, Tony? This is live, in the flesh. It's not an old video. We're right now, right here, live. The blood confirmed is on his boots per parent's interview. Huh?
So yeah, I guess initially Candace had given interviews saying that the blood on Dylan's boots was his because she was told that by the sheriff. However, at that point in time, the boots hadn't even been sent off yet. So there's no reason why they should have been telling her that because they didn't even know if that was true or not. And I don't think there's been an update on verifying whether or not it was actually Dylan's blood.
Uh-huh. But just old news. Tony, it's not old news. There was new news that came out today. And we're rehashing, getting rid of all the conspiracies that you hear on the other channels. And then you go in the hole. Tony sounds like the Price is Right game show. Who's Tony? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Different case. They said it was blood, but they weren't able to tell if it was animal blood or his. No, my whole point with that is they don't know how old the blood was. They have no idea if that blood was... I mean, I'm sure we all have blood on our shoes, honestly. Like when they say like luminol. How many times have you or your kids bled in your house?
Yeah.
There's probably blood everywhere.
That's
No,
true.
I didn't, Gray. I was one person that did not entertain the conspiracies. I fought those conspiracies over and over and over. At one point,
Yeah, I'm
this
trying to just stick with the facts and cover like the court documents and stuff, and trying to steer clear of all the conspiracy stuff.
no, I agree. Um,
I do like to theorize, but I'm not going to say anything like it's fact unless I can prove it.
I said that last night that speculation, and I've always said this, speculation is fine if the dots connect. Even if you're wrong, you can still speculate based on dots connecting. But you can't speculate out of left field. You can't say that, well, I believe that he drove 50 miles out west, and I'm talking Dylan, picked up a hooker and drove back, and Jim saw him with a hooker and killed him. That is not speculation. Believe me, I've heard
Yeah.
worse. That's not speculation. That is just pulling something out of your ass from left field. Speculation is, is it possible that Kurt was involved? Is it possible, like, if theories connect, okay, who brought back the key fob? Well, there's a good chance he's involved. That's the difference. Of course, I speculate. I mean, if you don't know something, you're going to speculate. But I speculate you could still connect the dots, even if I'm wrong. Big difference.
Yeah.
You said the
Yeah, I
same
agree.
thing on a small channel and got booted. That speculation and rumor stated as fact are not the same. I agree. And I'll always tell people this is just my opinion, or this is what I think, but I do think that we're onto something with why it happened. I think we now may have a logical connect the dots motive and why he had to hang up on his mom. You know? I mean, his grandmother. Why he had to hang up on her so fast. He banged into Brenner. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I just saw in the comments someone mentioned Chase Vinstra. What are your thoughts on him?
I have different thoughts. At first, my thoughts are different than my afterthoughts. At first, my thoughts were that he's definitely involved. Why is he running through the, desert with no shoes on? And did he steal Dylan's shoes? And I'm going through all the different things I thought, not just one. But at first it was, maybe he was just trying to steal Dylan's shoes. Maybe that was somebody was after Dylan, and that was a deference to, what was actually going on. And he was the hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker has to be involved. And so I went through all of those things. Then Chase gets arrested. And the more I learned, I'm like, I don't even think Chase is involved. I was like, is it really Chase? Was it Chase? But then again, I heard all these rumors. And then I thought, okay, we're going to find Dylan on the way from where Dylan was, the grain shed, to where Chase was found, which was 2 hours away. And people are saying it's only an hour away. If you go a different road. But I'm like, well, whoever killed Dylan may have taken, if Chase can drive, may have taken Chase to that other location, and they got rid of the body in between. So, then I thought maybe, since there's so many mountains, maybe Chase helped him throw him off a mountain, which you're never going to find him. It could be any mountain from where the last place Dylan was to all the way to where Chase was, and I felt like maybe that's where you're going to find him in between. So, but then I feel like the cops let him go, and is he really a suspect? Not really. Is he being questioned by the police? Not really. And that's where I have to kind of go there. Chase's dad tells such a different story on a call. Yeah, but the problem is, though, Jim could have told him what to say. You can't trust an interview like that because Jim tells people what to say. So it's hard to know if that interview is legit or if Jim was like, oh, say this, make sure you tell him this. So that's why it's hard to determine.
So far, there hasn't been any developments on Chase Vinstra in the court documents. So, like you're saying, he's still not considered a suspect. And one thing that has bothered me is there's like a group of people, locals, that have been pushing that Chase did this. And then in the same breath, saying that Jim did not do this. And I'm like, Jim is the only one that has been named an official suspect. Law enforcement released that statement saying that they had evidence against him, and they stated like what the kinds of evidence were. So I'm like, why are people pushing the fact that Chase is involved? And I even reached out to one of those locals and asked them if there was a connection between Chase and Jim, because then I was thinking, well, maybe they helped each other. But the person responded by saying that no, they're not affiliated. So I'm like, you want to have Chase named the official suspect and for James Brenner to not be an official suspect. But like all of us are over here trying to find out what this connection is between Chase and Jim. You know what I mean? Like, but there's not a connection. And if Chase has not been named a suspect and Jim has, then it's more than likely there's enough evidence to say that he is the suspect.
And I agree with that. And my other thought was Kurt knew Chase, right? Kurt was friends with Chase?
Yes.
Okay.
They had a falling out last year.
Because that makes me think Jim could have called Kurt, and then Kurt could have called Chase to help Jim get rid of the body.
I suppose it's possible.
And that's someone could have offered him money, could have said, look, I'll give you X amount of dollars if you help Jim with this, because Kurt didn't want to get involved. It's just too many people out there just keep talking and saying absolutely nothing, which makes me wonder if there's, I wouldn't say a cover-up, but if there's somebody, I don't believe that Jim, like, I'm with you. I don't believe Jim got rid of the body by himself, but I don't think there were like 5 people involved either. Yeah. I think there was like one other person, and that one other person could be could be Chase, because he has reason, he has motive. Motive being someone could have offered him money or drugs. Meth head will take anything for money or anything for drugs, and said, yo, you got to help me. Or I don't know if Jim has a connection to Chase as far as, he can call him. But that's just what I thought, that, or Don called Chase. Somebody called this meth head to help him. That's the only connection I see. And the only reason I say that is the circumstance of Jim being out there, Chase being seen that day, and then all of a sudden Chase is gone for 3 days and ends up 2 hours away. So that makes me think that somebody either paid Chase, somebody told Chase, somebody was smart enough to be like, let's get this meth head to help him so my hands are clean. Something like that. That's the only way that I think Chase is actually involved.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I feel like there's like a core group of people that could have been involved. It could have been any combination. So it's just kind of speculation at this point.
But it has to be a combination of people who aren't going to talk. And if only, like, again, I don't think there's 5 people involved, because that's too many people that could open their mouth. Do I think everybody knows where Dylan is? No, because again, that's too many people that can open their mouth. But then the other half of me says, if Jim gets, let's say, 25 years, then there's no reason for Kurt not to leak where Dylan is if he knows, because he can't get hurt by Jim because he's already away. And I wonder, too, if people aren't saying anything because they're waiting to see if Jim goes away. So, if someone rats on someone and then Jim gets out, well, they may come after him, too. So, either Don or Kurt or something, but I don't know. It's such a small town. I just feel like that if, let's say, Kurt knew or Don knew, or didn't know, Kurt's going to call Don and be like, all right, dude, just tell me what happened. Like, just give me the inside scoop. I'm not going to say anything, dude. You know me. I'm in this town forever. Just tell me what happened. I have a hard time believing that something like that didn't happen because I just can't imagine where in such a small town that all 55 people don't know what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why, the way Ellen talks and the way Kurt talks and the way his daughters talk, it's all so not right. And it's, again, they're all trying to talk without saying anything. And it's just, I think everyone's afraid to say anything because they're going to not only incriminate themselves, but they have to live with these people. They have to go to the bar with these people, and that's why nobody's saying anything. But I also don't understand why they're not just putting it all on Jim. Just say Jim did it all, and here's the body, and then it's case closed. Chase didn't have an alibi. Chase has like a fake alibi, from what I remember.
Yeah. I've kind of wondered myself if the reason why certain people are trying to say that Jim had no involvement is because of his connection to other people, his close connection to other people, kind of like just their involvement and their close connection could implicate them in some way, having some kind of knowledge. So there are some people out there that are like, Jim didn't do this, even in the face of the evidence that law enforcement says that they have.
True. Or do you think they're putting pressure on for somebody to come forward and stand up for him? You think that's possible?
I suppose, yeah.
I believe that Jim's the man. Like, he's been in there too long. That's all they've talked about. Like, but do they want Jim to roll on someone? Because if you're facing murder, you're going to roll on someone. You're not going to go down by yourself. So that's the other reason why I'm skeptical on that is, Jim's not going to want to take all the blame if he didn't do it by himself. He knows at this point they haven't found a body, so I don't think they can charge him for it. If they do charge him for it, is he just going to say, yeah, X, Y, and Z? He wasn't a squatter. It was his land. Everyone keeps saying squatter, but he wasn't, right? It was his land?
The grain shed was land that Dylan was in the process of buying. And apparently at some point in time, he had told James that he was going to pick him off the land. James Brenner's property is in Nevada, near Montello.
Okay. So, all right. So all right. But Dylan did not own it yet.
No.
So then it wasn't his property to kick James off.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess he had been talking with Joe Cecchio about buying it, like on a contract basis.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying he hadn't done it yet. So he wasn't technically squatting.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess it depends because there was that letter. That was the one thing that I forgot to bring up with Candace's interview. There was a letter that came from Joe Cecchio, the grain shed property owner. And he said in the beginning of the investigation that law enforcement or anyone searching for Dylan had the right to look on the property. So James Brenner apparently was like yelling at law enforcement, saying that they were bothering him. And that kept them away from the grain shed property until June 10th.
Okay.
So they weren't able to do a thorough search because law enforcement was concerned about irritating James, which is crazy to me because he should have been primary suspect from day one, considering that he was telling the family like, oh, I was in the grain truck. And basically in hindsight, Candace was saying that she feels like him saying that was kind of setting the tone for being like that's why my fingerprints are all over it.
Okay. Hold on, Angela, what are you talking?
But it's like if Dylan disappeared while putting the grain truck away, at what point in time did you find the grain truck and move it?
I agree. Angela, what do you keep saying? Watch the mom's interview about what? Why did Ellie give two shits about irritating James? They didn't.
Oh, they did. No, they moved their operation. They moved the operation from the grain shed where they first started the search out to Lucin Pond because he was yelling about them being on his land, Joe Cecchio's land.
Yeah. Yeah, that I know. The promise is he knows more than he's saying. Absolutely. But if you know that you're never going to find a body, then there's no reason for you to talk. I wouldn't admit to something if I knew I hid the body that well. Or if I threw a body over a mountaintop 2 hours away. Or I threw him in, Lake Tahoe. I wouldn't say that I did anything. I would just keep my mouth shut. No body, no crime. Plain and simple. And people forget that. No body, no crime. End of story. And they're just keep putting the pressure on, waiting for him to find a body or something. And they're not going to. I don't think they will unless he tells them exactly where he is.
Yeah, apparently Don Haley left the state, which seems a little bit odd to me. I mean, maybe he left out of fear.
Yeah, but which state? I mean, the next state is only a couple minutes away.
Oh, he left Utah, Nevada area.
Oh. How do you know?
The inside person that I've talked with.
He's looking for less charges and trying to bring everyone else down too. But is he though? Profiling even. I don't think Dylan will be found. Dylan won't be found on his own. I've said that a while. Do you think police are covering something up?
I don't. I think if they're covering anything up at this point, Box Elder County Sheriff, it's their own inadequacies in the investigation that they did.
Okay, Don is just as interesting. He kept the .22 caliber and only turned in 2 muzzle loaders, and the FBI came back and he gave the .22 and said the original owner owed him, so it's okay. Yeah, I saw that one, Angela. I saw that interview. I just didn't see last night's. But yeah, that interview everybody played. But I said I wasn't doing 2 hours. I'm at 2:20. 2:20.
That's how it goes, huh?
I was gonna do like a 45-minute live based on your video, and that's all I was gonna do. Then I was gonna get back to my website, and now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been on almost 2.5 hours, and I totally, I can't win. There's a lot of meth heads. So I'm gonna shut down though, guys. I'm spent. But I want to thank you so much for coming up. I want to thank you for allowing me to use your video. I hope you got lots of subs tonight. I guarantee you'll get more. And that's it. And I'll link your channel in the description. But thank you for that information tonight. Thank you for keeping up to date. And definitely thank you for coming on.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. It was very nice to meet you. I appreciate you having me on and giving me a shout out.
Absolutely. All right.
Have a good night.
Good night, hon. That was awesome of her to come up. See, that's how it should be around these streets, and it's not. Oh, next giveaway is September 1st. I can't believe it's fucking September already. Watch the upcharge. Is it a newest one or the one from this morning? Like, did he follow up with one? You're welcome, Truth Seeker, and thank you, Cynthia. Let me give you her link. Watch Ryan's new video posted a few hours ago. You haven't seen it yet. No, I have not. Let's see. We started this live. She had 416 subs. She now
Welcome
has
back to my channel. Today, I am
477. Come on, guys. You could do better than that. Everyone sub up. All right, I'm going to close out with Ryan's video, I guess. And hit my stomach. I got to stop eating late at night. Please play Ryan's video. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I am ready.
Okay.
All right. The old sludge knuckle from 2 hours ago, that one?
All right, first things first.
I thought he was doing like the 2-hour video or something. Did I miss it? We'll get back to the hole before I leave.
I don't know how there's so many people on YouTube, on Google Earth, looking at the fucking completely wrong spot where the car went into water. You have a brain, you have eyeballs, you have a hand to move the cursor. You can do it. I believe in you. Look at this news clip. Look at this Google Earth clip. Those are the same spots. Obviously. All right, right off the rip. If you don't know how to play Sudoku or chess, then I don't even want to fucking talk to you. Don't even try to argue with me. I ain't even fucking worried about it. Second thing, Ikmel, you have bitch hands. You look like you own the cheapest goddamn hookah bar in your town. P.S. I seen you change your little gay purple light. Haha, I made you do something, faggot. Zanime, you're a female with man titties. You remind me of the fucking freckle-faced kid off of The Sandlot who's the hind catcher. P.S. How you gonna brag about being in the military and then get yelled at by a fat hillbilly for 2 seconds and you start crying? Get the fuck out of here. Go back to goddamn Ukraine. Ronnie Jones, you about the dumbest goddamn criminal
I'm sorry, that second thing made me laugh out loud. Sorry.
I've ever seen in my fucking life. And if not, what's wrong with you, sissy? Weren't you in the military and shit? Ain't you a gangsta? Why you scared of YouTube haters? God damn. Next thing, true crime community. I fuck with like 2% of y'all. The other 98% can go lick my ass. I don't care. Either you are fucking weirdos that dig your crotch while you look into the camera, or you're a fucking pill-popping fucking mom that sits at home all day and yells too loud at the goddamn football games. To all the new people on my channel being like, you should tone down the cussing. Go fuck yourself. All the true crime content creators deep-throating my name. I don't fucking need none of y'all boring motherfuckers. What are you saying? What's the one guy's name? All-American or whatever? The Tony, fuck, I don't know, man. The guy that got the fucking square glasses that looks in the camera like this, it looks like he lives for days that are 75 outside with his Crocs and a vanilla ice cream cone with a napkin. Hello, we have a caller. Hello, we have a caller. Hello. All American my ass, motherfucker. If somebody threw you a gun, you'd probably run away. And the other lady who was like insinuating I was crazy. Motherfucker, what are you famous for? Yelling at Brian Laundrie's house? Cool. God damn your voice. Every time I hear it, I feel like a rerun of King of Queens is on.
Doug, are you wearing that cologne again?
Yes. And this fucking guy.
What's up, a cinema show?
Sludge Knuckle. Oh, Sludge Knuckle, what you doing, Sludge Knuckle?
What's up, a cinema show?
This guy is why female celebrities have security. I mean, look at this guy. He's got sludgy ass knuckles. He's got dirty ass fucking elbows. This looks like a fucking Welcome to North Korea tutorial VHS tape or something. Look, even the numbers on his shirt want to get away.
What's up, a cinema show?
What's up with that ghost beard you got going on? I can see straight through that motherfucker.
What's up, a cinema show?
Speaking of being able to see through your beard into the background, what the fuck? Where are you at? Are you at a fucking Kazakhstan airport making this damn video? You at least took a shower before your ass got on here. God damn. That's Malaysian Luke Combs, boy. Take your hand and wipe right there. What the fuck is that? Did you look inside of a porta potty and sneeze and get doo-doo particles on your face? You nasty fuck.
What's up, a cinema show?
And get a fucking loofah, bruh. Your damn elbows look like elephant knees. I already said it, but that's a different way of saying it. You are so damn dirty looking, I can smell you through the phone. You look like you smell like fucking Brussels sprouts and warm, wet nickels. And no offense, but let's be real, bro. You've never even seen a good-looking vagina before. If you did, you'd have a heart attack before you got to touch it. Only sexual act your ass ever done was probably rape a bucket of fucking pinto beans. Your channel consists of you wearing a fucking Donkey Kong shirt, jumping up and down with your jiggly ass titties with a goddamn Captain America doll in the background. You're 40. Get your shit together. What are you doing? Like I said before in the comments, ain't your ass got like a VR chat date you gotta be at with a cartoon cat lady or something? Yeah, how about I control-delete your butt? You want me to control-shift? Then you got this crybaby ass motherfucker.
At this point, I'm just going to show everybody what a shitbag you are.
Like I give a fuck. I got fucking 2 double platinums, a platinum, and like 20 gold records. You look like one of the NSYNC members Never Let Go, you know? Spiking your hair up and shit. Your breath probably smells like cat gooch sweat, you know? So it really doesn't matter what you say.
At this point, I'm just going to show everybody what a shitbag you are.
Fuck you, midget.
What a shitbag you are.
You know this man got a membership at Suntan City. Look at his eyebrows.
A shitbag you are.
Bro, he looks curious in like a diva type way. I didn't know Gold Dust was a YouTuber.
A shitbag you are.
Y'all ever seen that movie Blue Steel?
A shitbag you are.
This is the guy who can't park worth a fuck pulling up the Planet Fitness in a Kia Soul.
A shitbag.
The relevance is if you followed the Kylie case, if you were involved in the Kylie case, that's the relevance.
Bag you are.
You talk like a girl.
A shitbag you are.
You hurt my YouTube heart, you know?
A shitbag you are.
Boy, you look like a fucking PE teacher that wears short shorts on purpose for weird ass reasons.
A shitbag you are.
I bet when your ass shaves, it looks like you got fucking AIDS all over your face, don't it?
A shitbag you are.
It does. Alright, enough attention for you, sauerkraut lips. Go on somewhere. Tony, back to you, fucking.
All right.
This dude looked like a fucking newspaper comic book character.
All right.
Oh, hired by Blues Clues, fired by Blues Clues looking ass cracker.
All right.
Hey, y'all ever played Pokemon? Yo, this is the dude at the end of Mount Moon that has like 6 Geodudes. Oh, Hiker Tony.
All right.
If the Staples store was a person. This dude's so white he probably carries Band-Aids in his wallet. Your boy staying strapped with Neospore and CarMax. Get up on the internet, a minivan Carfax. Oh,
I think we got a super chat.
looking ass. What do y'all think he acts like on his own time? What kind of music does he listen to? What kind of music does he listen to and shit, you know?
I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat.
All I can say is I'm glad he likes me and Zap Girl. That's all I can say. Because he named just about everybody else. The only 2 people he didn't name was me and Zap Girl. Thank you, Ryan. That's why I got your back. That was a pretty good video. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty funny. I didn't like the beginning. The beginning was a little rough. But once he said, how you going to sit? What did he say? It's something about from a fat boy redneck. That shit made me laugh. I was laughing. That was good. You're in the 2% of good true crime. I'm telling you, me and Zap Girl were the only 2 he didn't name. Woohoo! You've been trying to do that for years? I can't do it because of my nails. Is it right, Gray? I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. It must be fun to be so rich that you can say whatever you want and no consequences. Totally, totally agree. I do not know that feeling. I will probably never know that feeling, but I'm right there with you. Me too, Barbara. Phew. You hear my stomach? But you can hear all the people. Like, you knew that was Molly he was talking about. No, I don't think it's entitled. I think it's just being a redneck, to be honest with you. Yeah, but Jimmy didn't really cover it, though. Dolly Vision didn't really cover it like the rest of us. He may have covered it, but he wasn't like, there was just our, like, little group, I guess you could say. I don't know how else to put it. We had, like, a little group going. Bobby, enough with Zav Girl. I could see why other people are getting annoyed. Done joke videos for decades. No, it was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was funny. I thought he stood up against bullying. He's not bullying. That's not bullying. You want to see bullying? Believe me, I could show you bullying. That's not bullying. Dolly just covers... So, yeah, Dolly doesn't go deep into cases at all. But that's what I'm saying. It was kind of like our own little circle that we had going. I mean, the Glera, though, the Glera is so jealous of him that every time Ryan gets involved in something, the Glera goes insane. Insane. Oh, Lead with Love, you're here. Your candles are going out maybe tomorrow, definitely Monday. But I wanted to thank you for the tip. I saw that. You were my very first tip. Anastasia makes an appearance. I will call out wrong even if it's my enemies. But fair is fair. Fair is fair, Plain Jane. These people went at him, so he's going back, but he did it in a joking way. I believe me, you want to see bullying? Go look at some of the stuff about my name. That's bullying. Big difference. So, all right, I'm getting off, though. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow, possibly Sunday. Definitely Monday. But as you guys know, I may take the weekends off. But I said that last weekend and I never did anyway. So there's that. And that's it. Yeah, that wasn't bullying at all. And that's okay, Plain Jane. You are absolutely entitled to your opinion. Absolutely entitled to your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And nobody has to care what someone else's opinion is. You're not going to change anyone's views. There's a lot of people that I don't like, that other people watch and like, which I don't never understand, but people watch it and like it. So that's it. Plain and simple. You don't like someone, don't watch them. That's all. See, Barbie said Dolly's channel is cool. I disagree. There's a lot of people that like Butthead Betty. I don't understand it. But I don't go in her chat saying, oh my God, how could you like her? I would never do that. I don't know how people like Gray. No, I'm just kidding. You know, it's just the way it is. It's like going into other chats saying, well, I don't like this one. Okay. So you don't like them. Don't watch them. That's all. That's true too, Gray. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Facts can change people's views. Speculation can't. Gray, as a matter of fact, I was watching your partner this morning for a little while. I thought she was very hypocritical. I understand why she's covering the case she's covering, but she speculated really, really hard about Candace Wells. She dragged that on for a long time, and I just thought it was kind of hypocritical of her. And I like her, but I found it very hypocritical. Just my opinion. You know? So, just how I felt. Yeah, I heard about that he's supposed to be releasing it. So, she never speculated. Yes, she did. She dragged that case on like all the others. And dragged it on and on and on and on and on. Every single character, 10 times over. Yeah, but I'm saying she still speculated and talked about it forever. So it's the... that's what I'm talking about. Well, Lindsay, those are all... The people that did that are all the people that he just made fun of. Think about that for a second. All the channels that were truly deep-throating his name, he just bashed all of them. The ones that stood up to him and disagree with him, I praise him for his music business. I don't praise him for his true crime. I praise him for everything he's accomplished in the music business. Totally different. Totally different. And there very well might be, Bobby. We don't know yet. It very well might still be foul play. We don't know yet. Or it may be very simple. Thank you, Lex. It is a good vibe. And I'll tell you when I'm not right. I'm not always right. I'll tell you when I'm wrong. How many days shipping? Usually I do priority shipping. Lately, the post office has been really high, though. But, usually it's priority shipping. 2-3 days. So, alright, but I'm getting off so I can at least try to get these other 3 on the website. The top 3 are done. Now I got to do the bottom 3. But it's not simple. Like, I have to write everything. I have to link everything. Like, there's a lot to do. Would it be... I would still laugh. Plain Jane. Plain Jane, please go look up my name and see how many videos I'm in. Like, for real. People I don't even talk about still talk about me. Still make videos about me. Believe me, it's endless. Thank you, Keith. But yeah, like I said, the coffee candles on the website, the beer candles are on the website, and the Rastafarian candles on the website. The other 3 is on there, but I gotta write the stuff for them. So, alright. But I'm getting off. I will see you all tomorrow, maybe. Maybe Sunday. You just had a couple... You had a couple just yesterday. All about you? What are you talking about? I had a couple of what? I'm telling you guys, I'm getting balloons. Welcome, Busty Can. I'm getting balloons and I'm making squishy balls. I am not joking. I am so going to give squishy balls with everyone's order. And stress balls. But the only thing I have is to put them in balloons. But I'm totally making them. I'm telling you. They are the best. They are so squishy and so awesome. And I keep like letting them sit out. And then I redo it. And they don't come apart. They're like the perfect squishy balls. So I'm going to add that. Squishy balls. Or squishy balloons. Stress balls. We need them for YouTube. YouTube stress balls. That's it. That's how I'm going to make. YouTube squishy balls. No, your candle's not on the website, actually. So, alright. But I'm getting off. I will see you guys tomorrow. Or Monday. You might get something tomorrow. Stress balls great. Balloons will break. No, I'm putting the squishy stuff inside the inside a balloon and then tying it. I don't know what else to put them in. But they take shape. You can tear them apart. They're perfect. Perfect. Chat on the screen is like, no, that's OBS. Who's a clown? Gray, you're the first one I'm sending a YouTube squishy stress ball to Gray. Good night, Bonnie Bear. I'm telling you, they are great. I freaking love this thing. I have one in here and I have one in my candle studio. I freaking love it. Yes, stuff I was playing with yesterday. Stuff I play with every day. It is awesome. And by the way, if you like Netflix, Selling the OC, I crammed in one night. Really, really good. I sent you an email to the candle address. It was a big file, so I hope you get it. You sent an email to the candle. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's OBS. And plain Jane, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my people, my mods and stuff, and my friends. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. Okay, you don't like them. We get it. I don't like when people go in a chat and it's, oh, we don't like Laura. We don't like, okay, and you don't have to keep saying it. We get it. Don't watch them. I just don't understand that. I would never go in a chat just bashing someone just because I don't like them and they played a video. Like, I wouldn't keep talking about it. You don't like them? Great. You don't like them? Don't watch. But the reason I'm not killing you, I'm just saying, because I get mad when I see that about me. I'm like, why are they always talking about me in chat? Why do these people talk about me in chat? I'm not in there. It's the same kind of thing. I just don't get it. So when I see it done to someone else, I don't get that either. Oh, I didn't play him at all tonight. I played a 7-minute video after 2.5 hours. No, you didn't. I wasn't even referring to you. I'm saying in general. Like, I got it. You don't like them. I got it. That's all. You know, 7 minutes out of 2.5 hours is not much at all. So, all right, though, but I am getting off. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Thank you, Joe, for Super Chat. Thank you guys for Cash App, PayPal, candle sales. And that's it. And don't forget, members, there is a candle giveaway, I believe September 1st, we're going to do it. That is for another $100 a box offer, $100 box set. And you'll get a squishy ball. All right. I will see you guys later. It will be a hangman night, Nicole. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. And again, thank you to my guests for coming out.